Listen closely, because in this very moment, something is shifting. You can feel it, even if you cannot put a name to it yet. That restlessness inside you, that whisper you hear when everything goes quiet. It is that deep knowing in your soul that you are meant for something greater than the life you are currently living. This is not an accident. This is a calling. This is me speaking directly to you. If you are watching this right now, if these words are reaching you at this exact point in your journey, understand this. You are not here by chance. You were guided here. Share this message if you know someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment if your heart is beginning to awaken. And if you are truly ready to receive what I have prepared for you, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. What I am about to share will change the way you see your entire life. Are you ready? Let us begin. The core message is about the timing of your life, my beloved child. I want you to understand something so fundamental that once you grasp it, everything you experience will take on a new meaning. The moments you are living right now, the ones you assume are just ordinary parts of your daily routine, are not random flickers of time. They are divine intersections. They are the meeting points between your mortal understanding and the eternal truth that has always been waiting for you. Every single breath you take is an opportunity. Every heartbeat is an invitation. What you call tomorrow is not merely the next calendar day in an endless cycle of repetition. It is something far more magnificent. It is a doorway that has already been prepared within my design. It is waiting for you with intention and with love. I am asking you not to step toward tomorrow with fear. I am asking you not to approach the unknown with hesitation or doubt. Instead, awaken. Rise up from the sleep of uncertainty and realize that I am inviting you into a dimension of life that is deeper, richer, and more meaningful than anything you have ever known. As it is written, this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Every moment I appoint for you carries a sacred meaning, far beyond what your mind can currently comprehend. Trust in this. Know this in the deepest part of your soul. Understand your burdens as blessings. My child, I see you. I see the quiet burdens that you carry within you. I see the concerns that are too deep for words, the worries that weigh heavily upon your heart every single day. I see the moments when you think no one is watching. I see the tears you cry when you are alone. I see the prayers you have whispered that you thought went unanswered. I want you to know this with absolute certainty. I have not turned away from you. Not once, not ever. What you perceive as burdens, what you think are obstacles blocking your path, are in truth the very places where I hear you most clearly. When you sigh in silence, when your words fail you, when you have nothing left to say, I still understand. I still listen. I still respond. Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. The night you are about to enter is not a place where your anxieties will continue to press upon you relentlessly. It is not a space of abandonment. It is a place where I transform everything. I do not merely change the circumstances around you. I reach into the very root of who you are. I go deep into the hidden places where my light can penetrate even the darkest shadows that have been lingering there. You may think that certain dreams have faded away. You may believe that prayers have been forgotten by heaven. You may feel that what once burned brightly within you now exists only as a distant memory. But I need you to hear this clearly. I do not forget. I never forget anything that you have placed into my hands through faith. No matter how small, no matter how insignificant it may seem. As it is written, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him. What appears silent in your life has not died. It has not been abandoned. It is being nurtured right now in a process that your eyes cannot yet perceive. It is growing in ways you cannot measure. It is strengthening in the darkness so that when it emerges into the light, it will be unshakable. This is the promise of transformation and renewal. When the appointed time comes, when the moment of fullness arrives, what you have been waiting for will rise again. But it will not come back as it once was. It will come back with new life. It will come back deeper. It will come back fuller. It will come back more mature and more beautiful than you could have imagined. Remember the story of Joseph. He was a young man with dreams, sold into slavery, cast into a pit, and forgotten in a prison. Every dream seemed buried. Every hope seemed lost. Yet within that darkness, I was preparing him for a place he could never have reached on his own. He became a ruler. He saved nations. He saved his own family. Even though others intended to harm him, God intended it for good. So it is with you. Those seasons that feel like loss, those periods that feel like delay, these are not abandonment, they are preparation. They are the crafting of something greater. I am weaving goodness out of the very things you do not understand. I am building character out of adversity. I am creating strength out of struggle. Therefore, as you step into the moments that are coming, do not carry doubt with you. Do not think that you must face everything alone. Do not believe for even one moment that I am distant from your struggles. I do not place you anywhere that I am not present. I am the one who makes a way in the deepest darkness within you. I am the one who walks with you through the valleys. I am the one who sits with you in silence. I am the one who understands the language of your broken heart. The light in your darkness shines bright. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned. That light is not coming from outside of you. It does not come from your circumstances changing. It does not come from other people finally understanding you or validating your worth. It is ignited within you when you allow me to move. It is kindled in the deepest places of your being when you surrender to something greater than yourself. There are days when you feel as though you are waiting without purpose. It feels as if your efforts lead nowhere clear, as if you are walking in circles and making no progress. But my child, waiting in me is never in vain. It is never wasted time. It is a season in which your heart is being widened. It is a time when your heart is being softened and prepared to receive what I desire to give you. If I were to grant you what you ask for before you are ready, it could become a burden rather than a blessing. But when I prepare you first, when I shape your character and deepen your faith, what you receive becomes a source of life. There is a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens. You are not called to merely pass through your days in a pattern of repetition. You are not meant to live on autopilot. You are called to step into appointed moments. These are places where your faith meets my voice. These are instances when your deepest yearnings align with my will. And when those two converge, when faith and voice become one, something new is born. It is not merely an outward change. It is a renewal from the deepest place within your soul. If you are feeling this truth right now, if something inside you is awakening, please comment below. Tell me you are ready. Let others know they are not alone in feeling this calling. Your comment could be exactly what someone needs to hear to take their first step. This is the recreation of your soul. I do not seek only to improve your circumstances. I do not desire merely to make your life a little bit better. I desire to recreate you entirely, from the inside out, from your deepest core to the outermost expression of who you are. Therefore, my beloved, open your heart. Do not close yourself off because of past disappointments. Do not confine yourself within the boundaries of what you have already experienced. Do not let previous rejections define your future. Do not allow old failures to determine your current value. I am the God of restoration. I am the God of new beginnings. I am the God who sees potential where you see only brokenness. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? What I am doing is not constrained by your past. Even when you cannot clearly see the path ahead, I am still guiding you step by step. You do not need to understand everything in order to keep moving forward. You only need to trust that I am there. And within that very trust, you will come to realize that everything is being transformed. Even the things you once thought were darkness are becoming a doorway, drawing you closer to me. Walk in peace. Let your heart rest in my presence. And when that moment arrives, when you finally step into what I have prepared for you, you will no longer see it as an ordinary day. It will be a sacred encounter. It will be a point of contact where you recognize that I have always been there waiting for you, calling you, leading you into a life deeper than you have ever known. It is the language of eternity, my beloved child. There are things I speak that do not fit within the framework of time as you understand it. For with me, every moment carries the depth of eternity. When I speak of a night that is coming, I am not speaking of earthly darkness. I am not referring to the absence of sunlight. I am speaking of a moment of encounter where your soul is open to meet me more clearly. It is the time when all noise quiets down. It is when you are no longer drawn by outward things, no longer distracted by the endless demands of the external world. Instead, you turn inward into the place where I have been waiting for you for so long. Be still and know that I am God. These words are not merely an invitation. They are not a simple suggestion. They are a doorway into the depths where you realize that I have never left you, not even for a moment. You once thought that the quiet spaces in your life were signs of distance. You believed that silence meant I had stopped speaking. You felt abandoned in the empty spaces. But my child, it is precisely in that stillness that I am working more than you can imagine. I do not always act in ways that allow you to see immediately what is happening. But that does not mean I am not acting, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. When you do not understand, when you cannot see, when you do not feel, that is not when I have left. That is when I am weaving things far beyond your capacity to perceive. That is when I am working at a level you cannot yet comprehend. That is when I am doing my greatest work. Remember the young Samuel. When he was still a boy lying in the temple in the darkness, he heard a voice calling his name. Yet he did not recognize that it was my voice. 3 times he ran to his teacher, thinking it was a human voice, until he was taught to respond and listen. Speak, for your servant is listening. So it is with you. There have been times I have called to you in the quiet, yet you did not recognize my voice. You were expecting something louder, something more unmistakable, something that would shake your entire being. But I often come not in the wind or the earthquake. I come in a gentle whisper, a soft voice, a knowing in the heart. The night you are about to enter is the very place where you will learn to discern that voice. It is where you will learn to recognize my whisper above all the noise. It is where you will come to know me not as a distant judge, but as a loving father. Find readiness in the appointed time. You do not need to make yourself perfect to step into what I have appointed for you. I am not waiting for you to become strong enough, capable enough, or worthy enough. I am simply seeking a heart that is willing to listen, a heart that is open to receive, a heart that trusts, even when understanding is incomplete. When I came to Abraham under a sky filled with stars, I did not require him to understand the entire plan ahead. I did not ask him to see every step of the journey. I asked only that he believe. Look up at the sky and count the stars. So shall your offspring be. That promise was not built upon human ability. It was not constructed on the foundation of his qualifications or his perfection. It was built entirely upon my faithfulness. And you too are standing before such promises. Not for you to analyze, not for you to doubt, but for you to trust. You may feel that your life is too ordinary, too quiet, or nothing remarkable enough to draw my intervention. But you are seeing through human eyes, not through my light. Nothing in your life is without meaning. No detail is too small. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father care. If I attend to even the smallest of creatures, how much more do I attend to you? You, whom I have formed with intention and love. What I am preparing does not come because you are ready. It comes because the time has reached its fullness. It comes because the moment has arrived in the eternal calendar. When I called Esther into the palace, she did not choose that position for herself. She did not determine the timing. Yet, when the moment came, she recognized that she had been placed there for such a time as this. So it is with you. What you are about to encounter is not random. It is part of a greater unfolding that I have ordained. Do not be afraid when you do not understand everything. Do not step back because you feel unqualified. What I require of you is not confidence in yourself. It is trust placed in me. For I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. That promise was not only for a people in the past. It is for you, here and now. It is personal. It is specific. It is for your life. Understand the power of not giving up. So, when that moment comes, do not rush. Do not become anxious trying to figure everything out. Do not strive to control or fully comprehend what is unfolding. Stand still within your heart. Wait with expectation. Trust with faith, and allow the divine timing to unfold as it was always meant to. I know that the world has taught you to measure success by what you can see immediately, by quick results and instant gratification, by visible progress that you can point to and validate. But my child, the greatest works of my hand are invisible for long seasons. They happen in darkness before they appear in light. A seed must be buried before it sprouts. A butterfly must be completely broken down in the cocoon before it can emerge with wings. Faith must pass through darkness before it becomes steadfast and unshakable. What you are enduring right now is not punishment. Do not receive that lie. It is not evidence that I have abandoned you or that you have fallen out of favor. What you are enduring is preparation. I am forming within you a resilience that nothing can shake. I am building a foundation of faith that no storm can sweep away. I am creating within you a strength that will sustain you through everything that is to come. Each morning I give you is not merely a new cycle of time. It is a living reminder that I have never ceased working in your life. The light of dawn does not only push back the night physically, it awakens the promises that have been resting within your heart. His mercies are new every morning. What you need today is not found in yesterday's strength. Yesterday faith is not enough for today challenges. I provide exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. I know what you will face. I will never send you into a new day without equipping you. When your mind is stretched between fear and hope, choose what brings life. Fear speaks of the worst. It paints dark pictures of disaster. But the hope that comes from me reminds you of what I have promised. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? You are not called to deny reality. You are not called to pretend that difficulties do not exist, but you are called to see it through my perspective. What you see may trouble you, but what I have spoken will never fail. I do not promise that you will never face hardship, but I give you an unchanging promise. You are never alone when you fall. I do not stand at a distance watching with coldness. I bend down to you. I lift you up. I restore you when you lose your way. I do not wait for you to find your own path through trial and error. I come searching for you. The good shepherd goes after the lost sheep. When you are silent, when you have given up speaking because words feel pointless, I am still speaking. When you have no words left to pray, I still understand. Before they call, I will answer. Beloved, keep walking. You do not need to be fast. You do not need to be perfect. You only need not to give up. I am working in what you cannot yet see. I am building within you a foundation that no storm can sweep away. And one day, when you look back at your life, you will realize the truth. The days you thought were your weakest were actually the days I was doing my strongest work within you. Consider the economy of blessing, giving, and receiving. Now, my beloved, I want to share with you a principle woven into the very fabric of creation. This is the law of giving and receiving. What you give comes back to you, not always immediately, not always in the same form, but it returns, it multiplies, it compounds over time. When you give from a place of genuine faith, you participate in this cycle. When you contribute to the spreading of this message, when you like this video or share it with someone who needs it, you are not just helping them, you are planting seeds in your own life. You are making a deposit in the spiritual bank. You are participating in a cycle of blessing that comes back to you multiplied. This is not about transactions. This is about the principle of sowing and reaping. What you give with a pure heart and genuine faith comes back to you. When you support this message by leaving a comment, by subscribing and turning on the notification bell, you are giving your time and your attention. And I promise you this, what you give will return to you. The blessings you plant will grow in your own life. Do not give with the expectation of receiving, but know this truth. The universe operates on the principle of giving and receiving. And when you give with faith, you cannot outgive me. You cannot give more than what will come back to you. So, like this video, share it, comment below, and subscribe. Do this because in doing so, you are engaging in a cycle of blessing that will enhance your own life immeasurably. You are aligning yourself with the universal principle of prosperity and abundance. Accept the invitation to stillness and rest, beloved. Some of the greatest impacts in your life will not come from what you accomplish. They will not come from the goals you achieve or the milestones you reach. The greatest impacts will come from the fact that you remain standing when it felt impossible to continue. I have seen you not give up on days when everything seemed to be breaking. You may not see the results yet, but I see the hidden movements beneath the surface. We fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. The victories that matter most in my kingdom are not the ones that appear on social media. They are not the ones celebrated by the world. They are the quiet victories. They are the days you chose not to give up. They are the nights you cried out to me instead of giving in to despair. They are the moments you chose faith over fear. These are the victories that echo through eternity. Remember, a seed must be buried before it can sprout. Faith must pass through darkness before it becomes steadfast. What you are enduring is not punishment, it is preparation. I am forming within you a resilience that nothing can shake. The more pressure you endure, the stronger you become. The more darkness you walk through, the brighter the light within you becomes. Child, each morning I give you is not merely a new cycle of time. It is a living reminder that I have never ceased working in your life. The light of dawn does not only push back the night, it awakens the promises resting within your heart. His mercies are new every morning. Every single morning my mercies are fresh. They are new, and they are waiting for you. What you need today is not found in yesterday's strength. I provide enough for you today, exactly when you need it. I know what you will face, and the challenges ahead. I know the obstacles in your path, and I will never send you into a new day without equipping you. You will not face anything that you are not prepared for. You will not encounter anything that my grace cannot sustain you through. So, rise this morning with a renewed trust, not because everything has become clear, not because all your questions have been answered, but because I am still there. And as long as I am there, you still have hope. As long as I lead, you still have a path. And as long as you belong to me, nothing you go through is ever without purpose. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is insignificant. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and allow me to hold your heart. Be still and let my peace wash over you. Be still and recognize that I have always been there waiting for you, calling you and leading you into a life deeper than you have ever known. This is the closing invitation. Thank you for listening to this message. Thank you for taking the time to hear what I have been wanting to speak to your heart. Know this, you are not merely an audience. You are chosen to live in the presence of the Word each day. You are called to be a light to others. You are invited to share this message with those who need to hear it most. Do not forget to like this video. Do not forget to leave a comment if this message has touched your heart. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Do not miss any spiritual message that is coming to you. When you do these things, you are not just supporting a channel. You are participating in a movement of spiritual awakening. You are helping to spread hope to those who are living in despair. You are becoming a vessel through which my word reaches the lost and the broken. And remember this always. The blessings you give will return to you. The faith you plant will grow in your own life. The love you share will come back to you multiplied. This is not a promise based on transactions. This is a universal principle of abundance that has always been true and will always be true. Be blessed, beloved child. Be at peace. Know that I see you. Know that I understand you. Know that I have not left you. And know that everything you are going through is preparing you for something far greater than what you can currently imagine. Amen.